Hello, and welcome back to the Worst Possible Commander Show. It's me, it's CGB, and I'm here with my friends. This is Ben.
Hello.
And this is Brent.
Hello.
And this is Shea.
Hello.
And we're here to play Commander for you today. We are the Worst Possible Commander Show because we go around and talk about the worst possible things our decks can do to each other. Our sponsors like to hear me say their names. They love to hear the way I say it. So I want to let you know that we are sponsored by CoolStuffInc.com. Use the promo code WORST to get a discount. And we are also sponsored by Ultimate Guard, the only protection products we use on the show. So check those out with the link in the description. And on that note, I'm going to make the editor do the rest of this intro. Take it away, Brent.
Sounds good. I just want to be clear with everybody. Blake will be back. I'm just the professional understudy for the show, which means you kind of hate to see me show up, but the show must go on. But to keep everyone feeling comfortable.
Oh.
There we go.
I was really hoping for a #1 hater reveal. Maybe Ben's, maybe mine.
I was thinking about getting one that just said better than Blake, but I didn't have time. It was kind of out of nowhere. But Ben, you look great in that shirt. CGB, let's be friends. Shea, let's do our best.
That was too nice to Shea, but
Yeah.
otherwise your understudying is going okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So I'll go ahead and get us started with talking about who I'm playing today, and after that, go after my worst possible, which is what we do here on the show. So today I'm playing Miss Bumbleflower. Last time I guest starred, I took over for Ben, and I read all the comments, which I was told not to do, but I definitely wanted to care. There was a lot of great, nice comments out there. People who said I was too cute to be behind the camera. Thanks. But the #1 thing was I was not mean enough. So I decided to come here with Group Hug, which I think could be one of the meanest ways to go about Magic, because what's worse than getting stabbed in the back by someone you trusted all game? So Miss Bumbleflower is going to help me do that, because whenever I cast a spell, target opponent draws 1 card. There's the friendship. And then I put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Could be yours, could be mine, just whatever I want.
You keep hand motioning to Ben. I feel like this is a predetermined situation.
I'm just saying, I was Ben last time, so I'm getting a little lost in the sauce over here. Okay. It gains flying until end of turn. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, you draw 2 cards, and that's the benefit for me. So that's how I'm going to go about things. Very group huggy, very fun. But I do have a worst possible, which is the Simic Ascendancy, which right here is kind of like the real bad part about the card. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, which obviously I can do, put that many growth encounters on Simic Ascendancy. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Simic Ascendancy has 20 or more growth counters on it, you win the game. So an alternate win con than the standard stuff we're going after.
That's usually my deck, Bumbleflower. I'm a gnome Bumbleflower enthusiast over here. Are you here to show me how it's done, or would you say I've taught you how it's done?
You know what? I think you have laid a great groundwork. I'm here just to build upon it. If I have to sit on the shoulders of giants to call myself tall, I'll do it.
Cool. All right, I accept you're already good at the group hug thing, and you're doing the compliment game. Pretty good. We got to stop it though, because I'll get too warm and fuzzy inside. So Shea, what are you playing?
Well, today she's back. Braids, Arisen Nightmare. Yeah, so you know the drill. On the end step, I'm gonna sacrifice a artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker, and if I do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life, and I draw a card. So lots of sacrifice stuff happening over here today. And for my worst possible, I've got Gravecrawler, whom I can cast from the graveyard if I control the zombie, with the Phyrexian Altar, so that's gonna just create such an insane loop of sacrificing things and death triggers, and that's gonna be perfect for Sir Conrad, who's going to hit you all for 1 every time that happens.
Feel like I've seen it. Feel like I know it. Yep. Sacrifice decks. Classic sacrifice win con. All right. Yep. We got that one. All right, Ben. What are you doing? So honestly, I'm looking around. I see a lot of classics.
Yeah, I'm playing Arcades the Strategist. Shea's usually the one that plays this on the show, but today I have the big butt. And so he is Flying Vigilance 3/5. I can draw a card whenever a defender enters, and each creature I control with defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, and can attack as though it doesn't have defender. So my worst possible is Crater Hoof, but without Crater Hoof. So I'm using Tower Defense to just stomp on all of you guys. A lot of my defenders have flying, so I kind of get around that with a trample.
It's Crater Hoof for 2.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, nice. Shea's a fan, I know. All right, well, if you guys aren't gonna innovate, I'll be the Titan of innovation because I'm playing Ironman, fresh off the Secret Lair presses, the Marvel team up with Magic the Gathering. It's here. This is a 5-mana 4/4 flying haste, legendary artifact creature human hero. And when Iron Man attacks, I can create a treasure token. Then I may sacrifice a non-creature artifact, and if I do, I search my library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. I put it onto the battlefield tapped, and I shuffle. So it's kind of like a birthing pod action for the old school or other format players, where we get to search our library for all kinds of artifacts. My worst possible is not like an infinite artifact combo. I don't run Mycosynth Lattice or any like cheaty stuff, but I might do some big powerful things like Portal to Phyrexia. I also am a sneaky energy deck because I thought that would be really cool to try with Iron Man, so I can search up Aetherworks Marvel, Gonti's Aetherheart. These energy cards sometimes combine to have really powerful effects, but at the core it's a synergy deck. It's not going to necessarily win out of nowhere, but it does make some cool artifact things go kaboom. Yep, so if you guys are ready for all that innovation and all of that action, I'm excited to ignite the Arc core and start flying into action. How about you?
Sounds good. Sounds marvelous.
There he is. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. How does it go? Bum, bum, dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I won the die roll, so I go first. I'll draw. And Otawara, Soaring City, pass to Ben.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Play a Bant Panorama and pass to Brent.
Cool. I will draw. I'm gonna play Flooded Strand. I'm gonna crack it, pay 1 life, and go look for an island, and I will pass.
You can put out, is it like a basic island? Is that what you're doing? Because nobody gets basic islands with Flooded Strand. That would be crazy.
And then the island I found was Aspara's headquarters.
Okay, I'll draw. We'll play a Bajuka Bog, and Brent, I'm gonna exile your library.
Got him. Wait,
Or his
the
library?
graveyard.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah, the whole library
That's
actually
a powerful
just get it.
land.
Incredibly aggressive start from Shea. Just get the editor out of here. I'll play Shivan Reef, and let's play Talisman of Creativity and pass.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Play in a Darkar Waste. Tap both those for an Arcane Signet. Go ahead, Brent.
I will draw. I'm gonna play a forest, and then I will tap 2 for a Talisman of Curiosity, and I will pass.
They call that a forest?
It is. It's up there, it's really thin.
Is that a trailer in a swamp?
I live in a trailer down by the river.
I'd say something about Magic the Gathering, but I'm playing Iron Man, so.
All right, I'll untap and draw. I'll play a swamp. And I'll tap 2 for a Felwar Stone. Look at all of us ramping.
We're playing Commander correctly. This is how we do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then I'll pass.
Untap, straw. Let's play Urza's Saga. Chapter 1 is this can tap for colorless. And let's tap it for colorless and bring out Mystic Forge. I may look at the top card anytime. I may cast artifacts, spells, and colorless spells from the top of the library, and I can pay 1 life to exile the top card of my library if I don't like it. So go ahead, Ben.
CGB, whenever you play a card that says that you may look at the top card of your library, before reading the rest of your card, you always demonstrate that before reading the rest. It's so funny. Anyway.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. I'll untap, draw for 2. Play an Exotic Orchard. I'll tap 2 for a Selesnya Signet. I'll tap that Exotic Orchard to sacrifice my Bant Panorama and get a basic land. I'll get a forest card and put it on the battlefield tap. Go ahead, Brent.
I will untap, draw for turn. I'm gonna play Dreamroot Cascade. And then I'm going to tap 3 for Chasm Skulker. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Skulker. When Chasm Skulker dies, put 1/1 blue squid creature tokens with Island Walk onto the battlefield, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Chasm Skulker. Got a little lost there in the middle, but I think we understood what was going on.
Yeah.
You skulking over there? You all right?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and pass.
Okay. I'll untap. Draw. I'll play swamp. 3 for Ophiomancer. Make it snakes.
There she is.
These make it snakes. Okay, then I'm gonna pass.
All right, I untap.
On your upkeep, I'm gonna make a snake.
I'll draw for turn.
Snake became a 3-syllable word right there.
Urza Saga, Chapter 2. I can now make constructs. Let's play Imposter Mech. You may have Imposter Mech enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature an opponent controls, except it's a vehicle with crew 3 and loses all other card types. I want to be a Chasm Skulker. That sounds fun.
I can't do anything about it, so I'm just gonna have to be happy with it. And you know what? I'm here for friendship. That's great, CGB. I'm glad to see it over there.
You know, you learn a lot from me, now I'm learning a lot from you. I'm gonna have to take a damage for a colored mana, but I'm using it to play this awesome artifact creature equipment jellyfish called the Reality Chip. So right now it's just an 0/4, but when I equip it, I can play things from the top of my library.
What's the first thing it says on there?
You may look at the top card of your library anytime.
See, so you can do that twice now. Wow.
Resolving?
Yeah, right.
Resolve. Yep, it's still there. I'm that guy now. Hey, how about an Is It Boilerworks and returning Otawara Soaring City to my hand? And,
Value.
Yeah. And pass the turn over to Ben.
Right. I'll untap, draw for turn. Tap 2 for a Vine Trellis. It's a 0/4, but it can tap for a green mana.
I remember that card. I had that card in like limited long ago.
How long ago?
Long. So long. A long, long time ago. What would Blake say?
Blake would say you're old.
He would say it was before the last Ice Age.
Technically, came out after Ice Age, Shea.
Yeah, Shea.
Just proving the point.
I'm going to tap the Exotic Orchard and the Arcane Signet to play my Growth Spiral, and I'll draw a card. I may play an additional land this turn.
You got
I
it?
will only play my first land for turn, which is a Flooded Strand, and not be able to play a second land. Bummer. But I will sack that Flooded Strand to get a land. I'll lose 1 life from the Flooded Strand, and I'll shotgun in the Temple Garden.
Yes, he's wrecking himself.
I'll tap that and the Selesnya Signet to play Robe of Stars, which is an equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+3, and for a white and 1, equipped creature can phase out, and its equip cost is 1. Go ahead, Brent.
All right, I will untap. I will draw for turn. On my draw step, there is a trigger. I'm going to get a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Stalker.
Skulker.
Skulker. What did I say? Stalker.
Stalker.
And I will play a command tower for turn. And then I'm going to tap 4 for Miss Bumbleflower. She's here. She's hanging out.
Cute.
Gotta love it.
For some reason, that bunny, I'm afraid of it.
This little guy? Or this little girl? No, come on. Cool. With that, I will pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap and draw. Then I will cast Braids. She's here.
The nightmare has arisen.
You okay?
Yeah. Can we continue?
Hold on.
go.
I'm channeling Blake. Do you need me to hold you?
No,
Okay.
maybe in Vegas.
All right, you guys are gonna love this. Zulaport Cutthroat.
We love this. We love it here.
Okay, so I am gonna move to my end step. I'm I'm gonna sacrifice this little snakey snake.
I thought you loved that snake, Shea.
I do, but I'm gonna get another one on your upkeep.
That's not how love works.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a smart Iron Man, but I know what love is.
All right, so now you all have a choice to sacrifice a creature or you lose 2 life and I draw a card.
Hold on. I will pay the 2 life.
Okay,
I'll pay the 2 life.
it's 2 draws.
I'm here to give all gifts, so 2 life goes away.
3 cards, baby. Cool.
Joke's on you. What's your hand size?
Hey, I think I'm good. Right? Yeah, I'm good.
What?
7.
No.
Wow.
No.
Dang.
But also, when that snake dies, that's a Zulaport Cutthroat trigger. Everyone is going to lose a life, and I'll gain a life.
Yep, 36.
I will pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep.
Oh yeah, I'll make a snake.
Draw for turn. Put a counter on my vehicular Chasm Skulker. What do you think of, like a car that is a Chasm Skulker? Like how does it drive? What does it use for fuel?
Do you remember those old remote control cars that would hit the wall and flip over and you could drive the other way?
Yeah.
That's what a Chasm Skulker does. All right. Great for just cruising through the chasms. By the way, I've got a chapter trigger on Urza Saga, but before I resolve that, then I'll tap that for colorless. So colorless mana in the mana pool. You know this trick probably if you've seen it a few times. Urza Saga triggers. I will search my library for a 1 mana Soul Ring or artifact and see what happens. Well, I didn't quite find a Soul Ring. I found a Arc Reactor Soul Ring. It's shiny.
Fancy.
Well, I got that top card I could play, but I'm gonna play a Scalding Tarn. Crack it and go get something else. Checked up. Okay. That's not very inspiring. I will pay 1 life and exile it. It's an island.
That poor island.
It's fine. Look at my top card. Using the colorless, tapping Soul Ring for 2. Then tap these for colorless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more, 6. Shemil the Inner Sun. This is a legendary artifact that says spells you control can't be countered, and at the beginning of my end step, I discover 5. Have I made enough plays? I don't think I made enough plays. One more thing. I'm going to play Is It Generatorium.
Is it?
It's a well-known Tony Stark location device.
Totally.
The Is It Generatorium. This says if I would get 1 or more energy, I get that many plus 1 energy instead, and I can tap it to draw a card only if I paid or lost 4 or more energy this turn. So maybe I'll get cards with it someday. I don't know. Or maybe it'll just get sacrificed. We'll see. I'll move to my end step and let's discover 5. I knew that was there. Too expensive. Too expensive. Guys. Thought Vessel. Yeah, I will cast this Thought Vessel. No max hand size. Always nice.
I'm jelly.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it quite a bit. These will go to the bottom. And I would pass to Ben, but first. Go ahead, Ben.
Okay, thanks. I'll untap for turn, draw for turn. It's time. Arcades is coming out.
Woo!
And I'll equip the Robe of Stars to him. I'll play Evolving Wilds for turn. I'll sacrifice them. Okay, I got a Plains that'll enter tapped, and I'll pass to Brent.
Thank you. I will untap.
That's a Mirage Plains. I remember that. I played Limited
Yeah.
with Mirage once.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, was that before the Ice Age?
just slightly after the Ice Age, but before them. Just shut up.
I will draw for turn. On the draw, I'm going to put another +1/+1 on my Chasm Skulker. And then let's have some fun. I'm going to tap 1, 2, and 3, 4. Tempt with bunnies. I draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. Then each opponent may draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token as well. Bunnies and cards for everyone. For each opponent who does, you draw a card and create one. You know, I do extra stuff. So, like I said,
It's not
cards and bunnies for everybody. So, with I'm playing Tempt the Bunnies or Tempt with Bunnies, I will trigger Miss Bumbleflower. I will go ahead and say, Ben, you can go ahead and draw a card.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I will put a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Skulker. And then, Tempt with Bunnies, we'll go ahead and I will draw a card, which will trigger Chasm Skulker to put a +1/+1 counter on him. And I'll create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. And then we all get to choose. Everyone else gets to choose, I guess. Would you like to draw a card and create a 1/1 rabbit creature token?
I am tempted with bunnies.
And a card. Don't forget about the card. You love cards. Cards let you play.
I'm gonna have so many cards though.
Too many? They're watching.
I'm not gonna do it.
You deny you were not tempted enough by the bunnies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Discipline.
Yeah.
That must be very disappointing, Brent.
I can't believe that.
What should I do with this tempting offer of bunnies?
And a card.
And I mean, you see, this is how I can tell you haven't done enough of this. That's okay.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
You gotta learn the hug thing. The card thing, like, that's nice. And sure, some Magic players are like, oh God, a card is a really good, important game piece. But the way you're supposed to do it is the bunny. You're supposed to be like, look at the little guy. His name is Harold, and he needs a good home, and he wants to be your bunny.
I thought, without any doubt in the world, that the card would mean more to you than a bunny, so I was amping it to you.
No, I think we should turn to the comments for this. Let us know. Would you be more tempted by the bunny or the card? What's gonna persuade you?
I pass.
Wow. Ben, you know what to do.
I got you, Brent.
Thank you.
Of course he does. Of course
so.
Ben does.
Which will allow me to draw another card and put a +1/+1 on Chasm Skulker for the trigger there, and then I will get 2 bunnies. I like the teeth. Nice.
That's no ordinary rabbit.
A very interesting choice, because I do fear the artifact that Ben played, the equipment. But CGB went and told me a bunch of stuff, and I felt
trying
really
to help you.
attacked. So it's really interesting how I want to go about it. But I will definitely go ahead and tap 2 to play Wear Down. And I will gift a card to Ben, because Ben drew a card and got me another card.
Thank you.
But before that even resolves,
Before that, that's going to trigger Miss Bumbleflower. It's the second time it's triggering, so it's going to have a little extra. But first, I get to choose an opponent to draw a card. This one I'll give to Shea. Even though she turned down the bunny, I feel like it's going to be funny to watch her discard later. So, and then I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Skulker. And then it's the second time this resolves this turn, so I get to draw 2 cards. So I'll draw 2 cards, and every time I draw a card, it triggers Chasm Skulker, so I will put 2 +1/+1 counters on Chasm Skulker. So he's currently a 9/9. And then I get to destroy artifact, but because I did gift a card, I get to destroy 2 target artifacts. So I think the smartest play is I am going to target your equipment there, Ben, but I did gift you 2 cards this turn, so I think it's fair. And
just before you know what? No. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. I helped you before. I see how it went.
Okay.
Go ahead, continue targeting.
And then CGB, I want to target the artifact over there that can't let me counter things.
The inner sun?
Yes, please.
I see. You're targeting my inner sun.
Yep, that little boy inside you.
Your
I'm just
only
gonna.
inner son.
Just right here.
Yep.
This thing keeps me alive, dude. All right. Any response, Shea?
Nope.
I have no response. Ben, do you have a response?
I do not.
Really?
Cool.
Really, Ben? Are you sure you don't?
Well, I'll phase out Arcades.
When you phase out Arcades, it also phases out any equipment attached to Arcades.
Oh, it does?
It does.
Oh, it literally says that.
Okay.
I could have
Yeah.
warned you.
I'll do that.
That's all right. It was an extra one anyway.
Unfortunately, the only thing negatively affected here is my inner freaking sun.
Ben, I'm glad you didn't know that either.
Yeah, well, we learn
We're in
things
together.
new every day. So.
Yep.
But Ben, I hope you maybe remember who let who didn't set you up for failure.
That's helpful information, yeah.
And then I'm going to play a Sea of Clouds for turn. And I will tap that to get out a Soul Ring.
Trigger on Bumbleflower.
Trigger on Bumbleflower. So when I cast this, I'm going to be able to give an opponent a card. Ben, I really didn't like the Trixie thing, but you also didn't know, so you weren't tricking me. Go ahead and draw a card.
Okay. Thanks, Brent. I appreciate it.
And I will put a +1/+1 counter on Mrs. Bumbleflower. He wanted the bunny. He also got a card. He helped me out, so I got to pay it forward.
So my ignorance saved me.
Exactly.
Just don't play with Ben in a group hug scenario. He's more likable than I can ever hope to be. I have no chance at these gifts.
And then I will move on over to combat. Shea, I will send over a 2/6 flying Miss Bumbleflower at you. And then CGB, I will send a 9/9 flying Chasm Skulker over at you.
I'm sure that in some universe you think I deserve that, so I will take it.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
And then, with that, I've done enough. I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'll untap. For 4, we've got Gixian Puppeteer.
What'd it do?
Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. When he dies, return another target creature card, mana value 3 or less, from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then for 2, I'm going to cast Dread Horde Invasion. On my upkeep, I will lose a life and amass zombies 1. Whenever a zombie token you control with power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink until end of turn. Then, I'm going to attack you with Braids and the Ophiomancer.
I'll just take 5.
Okay.
I
Will
appreciate that.
not block with the bunny.
No problem, Brent.
Thank you.
Saving that bunny. Cool, I'm going to move to my end step. I'm going to sacrifice this snake.
Yep.
What are you guys gonna do?
Creatures, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm down to 23.
Yeah, I'll go to 27.
I'm here for cards. For other people.
Nice. Okay, so I drew my second card for my turn. Each opponent is going to lose 2 life. I will gain 2 life.
Oh, so fun.
Oh yeah, and then also the Zulaport Cutthroat trigger is going to go, so everyone will lose a life and I'll gain a life.
You guys still having fun? You having fun now?
How many cards do you have, Shay?
I have a lot. I'm going to have to discard.
And there it was. It was all worth it.
All right, I will discard this Night's Whisper and a Swamp. Then I'll pass.
Untaps.
I'm going to make a snake.
I will put a counter on my Imposter Mech Chasm Skulker. Well, time to let them know who I am. I'm Iron Man. Move to combat, and you know what I hate most in Magic? If I'm being real, group hug. Because they never hug me.
Who did that?
Attack Brent. It's a long time coming. On attacks, I will create a treasure token. Bam! And I will sacrifice an artifact and search my library for an artifact with 1 plus that artifact's mana cost. I'm going to sacrifice my Imposter Mech, that is actually a Chasm Skulker. Because it is a copy of the creature, it is actually a 3 mana artifact. So this is going to search for a 4 mana artifact, even though I only paid 2 for the Imposter Mech. And because there were 2+1/+1 counters on it, I'm going to make 2 1/1 Squid Island Walkie tokens.
Let me know if I get this right with Blake. The value!
Yep, you sure did.
He didn't look. Blake is usually more like just disappointed when I do it.
That's fair. I was a little excited to
That
get the
was
line,
like
so
you
that's
were
no
like
problem.
really
Okay.
happy for me.
I'll take the notes. I appreciate
He's
it.
happy for me until it's value driven. Then he doesn't like it. So I found a Thran Dynamo. That is a 4 mana artifact that taps for 3 colorless. So we're just continuing the ramp party.
And it just tapped, right?
Yep, it enters tapped. That is correct. So, Brent,
Yep.
4 points in the air.
4 points in the air.
Commander damage.
I have no blocks, no effects.
Bam. Boom. Is that how it's done? 20. I'm so close to already just being out of this. It's not like I have life gain.
Here you go, Shay.
It has like no life gain usually. I have a post-combat play, and it's a Junk Diver. It is a 1/1 artifact bird. If it dies, I get an artifact back from my graveyard to my hand. Go ahead, Ben.
All right. I'll untap. Tap 3 for Cultivate, because why not? We got a Plains and a Forest. I'll put the Forest onto the battlefield tapped and the Plains in my hand. I'll play the Plains for turn.
Smooth.
Yeah. I'm going to tap 6, the rest of my mana, to play True Conviction. Creatures you control have double strike and lifelink.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a pretty big play. That's a pretty big play, Ben.
I'll go to combat. My commander, as you can see, has Flying and Vigilance, and now has double strike and lifelink.
So does your bunny.
It does, yeah. The bunny's gonna hold back, though. Defend the fortress. And I'll swing at Shea. For 3.
With much conviction.
The truest conviction.
Beautiful.
It makes sense, really.
So
All
that's
right, 6.
3 Flying, Vigilance, double strike, lifelink.
Okay, I'll take
Commander
6.
damage. I'll gain 6.
That's commander lifelink.
Oh, yes. So there's like just
If you
getting
gain
negated.
21 of it, you win the game.
Okay. That'd be cool. And I'll pass the Brent.
I will untap, and then I will draw for turn, which is going to have a trigger. I'm going to put a +1/+1 on my Chasm Skulker. Find the 3.
Doing okay.
It's doing all right.
Doing okay.
I'm going to play a Forbidden Orchard for turn.
But, Brent, it's forbidden.
Yeah, but I like to break the rules. I'm a rebel.
Rebel bunny.
I'm a rebel bunny. And then it's gonna get a little weird. I'm going to tap for 4. I'm gonna play Danny Pink. Danny Pink says, creatures you control have, whenever one or more counters are put on this creature for the first time each turn, draw a card. Because I cast a spell, that's gonna trigger Miss Bumbleflower. So I'm going to target Ben. You know what? You're gonna go ahead and draw a card.
Thank you.
Not even worried about true conviction, huh?
Playing Danny Pink, I've got to get a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I'm gonna put it on my Chasm Skulker.
So, and Ben drew the card.
Yep.
So now Danny Pink enters.
Danny Pink enters.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to tap 1 and 2. Put out Swiftfoot Boots.
On the stack.
Swiftfoot Boots are on stack. So I'm gonna trigger Miss Bumbleflower with that, and I'm going to allow Shea to draw the card this time.
Okay.
And I'm going to target Danny Pink with a +1/+1 counter, and it's the second time this is resolved this turn, so I get to draw 2 cards.
Okay, no response to that.
Nope.
Go for it.
I'll put a counter there, and I will draw 2 cards for the Miss Bumbleflower trigger. And because I put a +1/+1 counter on Danny Pink, it'll trigger to let me draw a card. And because I've drawn 3 cards now, Chasm Skulker will end up getting 3 +1/+1 counters.
Can you read Danny Pink really quick?
Whenever one or more counters are put on this creature for the first time each turn, draw a card, and it says creatures you control have that.
For the first time each turn.
Yep.
Okay, and since Chasm Skulker already had one, it won't trigger itself again. Okay.
Correct. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move to combat. And I think the best thing to do is I'm going to send a, what was that, 14 in the air Chasm Skulker over at Shea. Because she seems to be hurting everybody, and that's not very friendly.
Wow, you got the memo. I was wondering.
It doesn't have vigilance, though.
It does not.
Is it flying?
It is flying because Miss Bumbleflower put a counter on it.
Cool. Very cool. So cool. Yeah, I'll take 14, I guess.
Casual 14 to your dome, Shea.
Yep. Super cash.
It's no big deal.
You gonna take that, Shea? You just gonna take that?
We'll see.
And then I believe I'm going to pass for turn.
Okay.
How's your hand size?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Wow.
Yay!
Okay, I'm gonna untap. On my upkeep, I'm gonna amass zombies 1. That is my zombie army.
You know, I kind of miss really weird little cartoony figurines with guns. Courtesy of Blake. Can you please do a Blake impression with our token management?
Yeah, totally.
Ooh.
Next token. I'll jump right on it.
Perfect. Then I'll draw for turn.
Forbidden Orchard. Whenever you tap Forbidden Orchard for mana, put a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token onto the battlefield under target opponent's control.
Oh, okay.
Can't defend him. Although spells might. There is a blue mage over there with
I know.
mana.
He does
But
have mana.
you're in the first position to make him do something.
Right. We gotta try.
Yeah, we do.
Don't listen to CGB too much. He's still over there. And really don't listen to him because Ben's right next to him and you know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I have 2 cards and you guys all have 7.
But 2 cards of CGB is 14. You know that. Come on. He might as well have his deck in his hand.
You know what? YOLO.
Not
Shea,
yellow.
Shea wouldn't do it. I'm just letting you know.
Tapping 7. For Torment of Hailfire, where X equals 5.
This is how she solves problems. Oh gosh. Oh, what? Okay, how is...
Responses?
It's literally only bad for me. Everybody else has cards.
No response.
It just buries me.
I have a response. I'm going to tap 3 for Teferi's Protection. I tried to warn you, Shea. I told you shouldn't do it, but you didn't want to listen to the guy with bunnies.
God damn it, Brent.
It's so sad.
Before that resolves, Brent, there's a trigger.
There is a trigger because I cast a spell, target opponent will draw a card. Shea, I would have loved to choose you, but you decided to be mean. Ben, I do like choosing you, but you know what? CGB, I'll let you draw one this time.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
Thank
and then I'm gonna put a +1/+1 counter. You know what? Let's go ahead and put it over on Miss Bumbleflower. And that's gonna trigger Danny Pink.
Yep.
And when I do that, I get to draw a card,
Yep.
which then lets me put a +1/+1 counter on the Chasm Skulker.
This is better for you than for us.
And that's +1 on there, and that's the first time that does it on a turn, so that triggers the Danny Pink word again, so I get to draw a card.
Yeah.
And then that will put a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Skulker.
Uh-huh.
Man, that's really cool how that all works. Thanks, Shea.
All right.
And then I'm gonna exile Teferi's Protection if it's all good.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Lame.
Magic.
I'm regretting my choices now.
You said YOLO.
I did say YOLO.
Yeah, YOLO was declared and YOLO is occurring. Hold on, I can look at the top card of my lap. Yep, that's a card. Okay. So, can you read Torment of Hailfire for me?
Yes, repeat the following process X times. X equals 5 here. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card.
And it's 5, 5, 5, 5. I will discard Thopter Spy Network. I will sacrifice, is it Generatorium, treasure token, 2 squid friends, and a junk diver. So those, no life loss here for me, I believe. And the junk diver's death trigger will retrieve the inner sun back to my hand.
Okay.
I will discard Ocasia's Welcome, Ascend from Avernus, and I'll lose 6 life and sacrifice, I'm sorry guys, my bunny.
Ben, say it ain't so.
Took long
It
enough.
is, sorry.
Finally, you reject the evil that was never friendship to begin with. Brent, your turn.
Oh, my turn?
No, yeah, you have to resolve Torment of Hailfire.
Let me resolve that. I do nothing, right?
Do you?
Do I do something?
Well, you have the option to discard a card. You don't have any permanents to sacrifice.
Oh.
Would you like to discard a card, Brent?
No?
Oh, darn, you're like total can't change.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Is this a trick?
It's because it says protection from everything, and every time a card says that, I go, it doesn't really mean everything, so I gotta be careful.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Well, that happened.
Oh, Shea. Shea.
Yeah.
Shea, do you still feel the need to like lash out at others after that, or
I know, it's like I could move to my end step and sacrifice something, but Brent's not even here.
you also have a combat step?
Yeah. But that doesn't feel right either, you know?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Shea, why build a board if you're not gonna swing with it?
Easy for you to say.
Just so you know, you can still attack him.
Yeah, on principle. I mean, yeah, I feel like these are my best options for attacking, but I don't really want to attack you. For once, I don't want to attack you, CGB.
I'm confused, and the comments are already spamming.
I was gonna say comments get her, dude.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. All right, I'm going for it. Braids and the Gixian Puppeteers coming your way, CGB. That's 7.
04 reality chip, taking Braids damage off the table, but I'm taking 4.
Okay.
And I'm at 16.
Yep. Moving to my end step. Let's sacrifice this snake to the Braids trigger.
Yeah? Oh, man. My jellyfish. It's all I have. I'm gonna lose too. I'm losing.
Okay.
I'll lose 2.
Okay.
Oh, that's gaining, sorry.
There we go. So I'll draw 2.
And Brent, you have nothing to sacrifice, so you have to lose 2, but your life total can't change, but Shea still gets the card.
Whoa. Interesting. Okay. So when the snake dies, Zulaport Cutthroat is going to trigger. I'll gain a life. You 2 will lose 1.
13.
And then also the Gixian Puppeteer is going to trigger. So you will both lose 2, and I'll gain 2.
11. Whew.
All right, I'll discard Arcane Signet, Lightning Greaves, and Skull Clamp. Then I'll pass.
Untap. Upkeep.
I'm gonna make a snake.
Yeah, you will. Draw.
Seemed like it might be good.
Don't know if anything's gonna be good enough. Let's cast that Enthusiastic Mechanaut. And artifact spells cost 1 less for me to cast. Then I'm gonna cast the Reaver Cleaver. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has trample, and whenever this deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens.
Ooh, juicy.
Ooh, ah. Juicy is exactly what I was thinking to describe it. Let's equip it. Let's go into Ironman. Not the usual weapon of Ironman, the Reaver Cleaver, but hey, what the heck? We gotta do what we gotta do. I'm moving to combat. Shea, coming to you. Brent's not here. There's nothing else I can do. I can't run into the Arcades. On attack, I have a trigger. So I am going to sacrifice, I'm going to create a treasure, and I'm going to sacrifice the Mystic Forge and search my library for a 5-cost artifact. Put it onto the battlefield. Okay. Tapped. I found the Might Stone and the Weak Stone. And when this enters, you know, it's a Tony Stark classic. Famously combined the Might Stone and the Weak Stone in the Brothers' War.
I think that was during phase 2, if I remember right.
Yeah. Urza Stark showed up and gave -5/-5 to the Cutthroat. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's killing me. It has to go.
Okay, so yeah, when this dies, everyone will lose a life. I'll gain a life.
Hold on. Yep. Anytime.
We're just all on CGB's time right now.
And then Iron Man's attack me for 4.
Bonk. 5 actually, because of the Reaver Cleaver.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. I'll take 5.
I will go up to 6 treasure tokens.
Unlike Blake, I get that reference.
Nice.
All right, post-combat, I will pay 1 to cast from the top of my... No, I won't. I don't have the Mystic Forge anymore. I had to sacrifice the Forge. But before you accuse me of shenanigans, I could still look at the top card.
That's right.
Anytime.
That's right.
I just don't have the redundancy on the effect anymore, and it feels weird. Ugh. Oh, this game's hard. I don't see how we get out of this, but what the heck? Let's tap these, sacrifice one of my treasures, and cast with a reduced cost the Inner Sun. You know, if you're not gonna blow it up right this minute.
I'm not here.
I'm going to move to my end step. I'm going to discover 5. Oh, boom, Arcane Signet. I'll cast it, because why wouldn't I? And that's what I got. Take it away, Ben.
All right, I'll untap. So I wanted to attack Brent this turn, but he's not here.
Weird. Wait. Let's back up a second. You wanted to attack me this turn?
Yeah,
How many
look
cards
at
have I
that-
given you?
Look at that big guy.
Hold. How many cards have I given you?
Too many to count.
That's crazy.
Everybody has to
crazy.
learn, at least at some point, that Ben forgets any and all gifts and favors when he gets the bloodlust.
Well, I'm glad I'm not here, Ben, because I would be insulted to hear you just said that.
See, now I would attack Shea, but now because they're both after my turn, well, I guess I have been this whole game, but I'll need Shea's help to attack Brent. Because he's just going to do a lot on his turn.
How about this, Ben? If you attack Shea, I won't kill you next turn.
Oh,
Seems pretty fair, right?
that is a pretty fair...
Seems pretty fair.
Wait, but are you saying, who are you going to kill?
I don't know.
But not Ben?
I just said I wouldn't
No
kill
matter
Ben.
what Ben does this turn?
Interesting.
I would not kill you directly. If it's a card that affects everybody, I can't control that. But I'm not going to target to kill you only.
Okay. As long as I just attack Shea.
I mean, you gotta do something. Do a little damage to her. You don't want to do just send a tiny thing at her. You got to do something. Can you kill Shea?
No, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, I get. You know what? If you attack Shea with your flying vigilant dude, that's 6 something, right? That's 6 is cool.
Okay. Okay, so that's a deal. You won't kill me on my turn?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Want a shake on?
sure.
Okay, interesting.
So it is to be war between us.
Yes.
Can I ask you a very serious question?
Yeah.
Who got the spirit from your forbidden orchard?
Ooh.
Oh shoot. Because we have to go back and I messed up, it would mess up a bunch of stuff if you guys had something else to sacrifice. I'll give it to Shea.
I thought you were gonna write Brent's mistake.
I thought so too. I was like, hey, I'll own up to it.
Nice.
There we go.
Easy.
Apologies.
I'm gonna go straight to combat. What's up, Shea? I gotta fulfill my promise.
You don't have to.
Well, I'm not dying next turn. At least on his turn. So.
Must be
That's
nice.
only if he's telling the truth, He could be bluffing.
I feel like he doesn't lie.
Ever. Sure.
Why would I lie?
Exactly.
What's the upside?
Okay, so that's 6
Yep.
in the air.
In the air, commander, flying lifelink, vigilance.
Can't block it.
Okay, I'll gain 6. Why not again, guys? I'm gonna Kodama's reach. Kodama's reach. I always pronounce that weirdly.
Ramp is good.
Let's do the ram time warp again.
It's just a search through the deck.
Got 2 planes, one will enter tapped, and I'll just play the other one for turn.
Why do I feel like nothing is happening?
I'll pass to Brent.
Cool. I will untap.
Welcome back.
Thank you. What happened while I was gone?
Nothing much.
Don't worry about it.
I feel like you still had a lot to say.
I will draw for turn, and that will trigger my Chasm Skulker, which will go up to a lot of counters right now.
Probably.
And then that's going to trigger the words put on there by Danny Pink, which is whenever a +1/+1 counter gets put on there, I will draw a card. And because I drew a card, I will go ahead and pop this up to 5. As my land for turn, I'm going to put down a Maze of Ith.
Oh, cool.
So that's pretty cool. And then I will tap 1, 2 for Dusk Legion Duelist. It is a vigilant creature. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put onto Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Playing that is going to trigger Miss Bumbleflower, and I am going to allow Shea to draw a card, and I will put a +1/+1 counter on Miss Bumbleflower. And with that +1/+1 counter entering on Miss Bumbleflower, that's going to trigger the words put there by Danny Pink. So I will go ahead and draw a card. Because I drew a card, it's going to put a +1/+1 counter over here on Chasm Skulker.
For fun. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
I will tap a green, a blue, and a white for Broker's Ascendancy. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control.
Maybe more counters will help.
Playing that is going to trigger Miss Bumbleflower. Shea, I'll go ahead and let you draw a card.
Okay.
I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter
Probably means gonna try to kill you.
on Dusk Legion Duelist this turn. It'll be the first one that enters on that turn, so it's going to trigger the words from Danny Pink, and it's going to actually say, let me draw a card from the words on Dusk Legion already. So I will draw 2 cards, and because I did that, I will put 2 more +1/+1 counters. I'm out of white dice.
Hold
Chasm
on.
Sculptor.
Hold on, I can help you. I know what to do. You have 20 counters.
Thank you. Yeah, cool.
Oh, I have, this is each turn, not just on my turn.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, so because he gave you a second card, you have a Get Taxian Puppeteer trigger.
Correct.
Great!
Everyone will lose 2 and I'll gain 2.
Love that for us. I'm at 8.
I apologize, I did not know that, everybody.
Yeah, still couldn't give the guy with 1 card a card and 10 life.
Apologies. That's my bad. I will tap this, and I will float a colorless, and I'm going to play Fairy Mastermind. It's flash flying. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. Because I played that, it's going to trigger Miss Bumbleflower. Shea, go ahead and draw a card again.
Awesome.
I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter over here on Chasm Skulker. I will tap 1 to attach Swiftfoot Boots to my Dusk Legion Duelist.
What do we have to do to force him to make a collage of him stumbling and put it at the end?
I'm going to get lazy in the edit. It's all going to be here anyway.
Important. So who gets the spirit, buddy?
Yeah.
Who gets the spirit? Shea, you can just put a 2 die on that guy.
Cool.
So many gifts, Shea. So many gifts.
Yes. It might be a mistake, but we're here for it. I will go ahead and I will move to combat. The Chasm Skulker is going to go see Shea over there.
You're attacking Ben with that? That's crazy.
I mean, I could. It wouldn't kill him. It wouldn't go against my plan or my agreement, but
Really? It's big enough to kill him.
he's got a blocker. That's why. So I'm going to then swing Miss Bumbleflower and the Dusk Legion Duelist over at CGB.
All right.
So, Shea, that's 22 in the air coming at you.
So the Dusk Legion Duelist has summoning sickness, so you're not going to attack me with that.
I gave it the Swiftfoot Boots with
Yep, the boots.
Oh,
Hexproof and Haste.
yeah, that's right. That's what that is.
So Haste in Magic the Gathering CGB allows me to forego Summoning Sickness.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh god. All right. So how big is that guy?
22 in the air coming at you, Shea. And then a 4/8 and a 3/3 coming at you, CGB, also in the air.
No blocks for me.
You know what? My YOLO is very different from Shea's. YOLO, no blocks for me.
Cool.
I go to 1.
What?
I was gonna say, I didn't think that's how that was gonna go.
I go to
No, me neither.
freaking dead.
No Deadly Rollick in that mix of what was tossed to you, huh?
Well, that ended differently than I thought. So. All right, now that we're done with combat, I'm gonna look at my hand, realize in pain that I will have to discard down to hand size.
Did you enjoy your hug, Shea? Was it a good hug?
No, it was
Would you give it a
terrible.
thumbs up? What's your
No.
review of this particular hug?
No, it was a terrible hug. 0 out of 10.
Was there a knife in your back?
Exactly.
Was the hug happening?
It was a very painful hug.
So I will move to my end step, and first I've got a Broker's Ascendancy trigger, which will let me put a +1/+1 counter on all my creatures.
Seems really good.
I'll do that. So now that I've put +1/+1 counters on all my creatures at my end step, there are 4 creatures that did not trigger the words did not trigger the words from Danny Pink. It is the Danny Pink himself, Fairy Mastermind, and the 2 rabbit tokens. So I will draw 4 cards. So with those 4 cards being drawn, I'm gonna add 4 more counters to my big Chasm Skulker.
Putting in work. How you doing over there, Ben? You can beat this?
I'm already dead inside, so I don't know.
You don't think you can kill him?
No. If I had more creatures, I don't know where my creatures are at.
Ben, leave it to you to build a defender deck with no defenders,
I
Ben.
know, right? I even have a planeswalker that makes defenders, and I haven't gotten that either.
All right, so unfortunately I have to discard a lot, so I'm going to discard a Deserted Beach, a Farewell, Breeding Pool, Plains, Trouble in Pairs, and the Council of 4. And then with that, I will pass to CGB.
Sure. Let's go. Let's untap. 1 life. Well, this is one of those things, man. I I've seen, what is it, like about 900 million possible outcomes where I lose this game, and one where we pull it off.
The one where the comments hate me forever because I let CGB win again? Yeah, I know. I know.
2 mana. I'm going to equip the reality chip to Ironman. I can play a card from the top of my library. just want you to know. It's been a long time coming. I'm gonna cast 1 with the machine. So I will draw cards equal to the highest converted mana cost among artifacts I control. That's currently 6 cards. I don't need your Bumbleflower cards. I'm gonna draw my own 6.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will play this island from the top of my library.
There you go.
Yeah, we're doing it. 5 mana. Cost reduced by Enthusiastic Mechanaut. Gonna cast the Immortal Sun. Another kind of proxy for the Arc Reactor here. So players can't activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities in case you do get that Defender Planeswalker, Ben.
Darn.
At the beginning of my draw step, I draw an additional card. Spells cost 1 less to cast, and creatures get +1/+1. Tapping for a blue, I will cast Ethereum Sculptor. Artifact spells cost 1 less again. So I did draw some cards with 1 with the machine, so you do got a Fairy Mastermind trigger there.
Cool. When you drew your second card, CGB, Fairy Mastermind triggers, so I'm gonna draw a card. And because I drew a card, it's gonna trigger my Chasm Skulker.
Uh-huh.
Let me get another die out for you guys.
Yeah,
There you go.
yep, uh-huh.
So it's 28/28 currently.
Yeah.
And then when I put a +1/+1 counter on there, the words from Danny Pink says, go ahead and draw a card. And because I drew a card, I'm gonna put a +1/+1 counter over here.
Yep. All right, combat, it's time. I'm going to send Ironman, Titan of Innovation, at Ben.
What?
Yeah, I have to do it. I have to do it, Ben. I'm sorry.
Plot twist.
I'm sorry. There's a reason. I don't want to talk about it, but there's a reason.
You get a lot of
I
treasures
promise
if
there's
you
a
hit me,
reason.
though, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'll let it.
But before, there's a trigger. On attack, I am sacrificing the Might Stone and the Weak Stone and searching my library for a 6 mana artifact and putting it onto the battlefield tapped.
Okay.
And I make a treasure. So yeah, the treasure comes first. Then I'm going to get Gonti's Aetherheart. When Aetherheart or another artifact enters the battlefield under my control, I get 2 energy. If I pay 8 energy, I exile this and I take an extra turn after this one.
Whoa.
Aetherheart hits, 2 energy counters, 6 to go. What do you say, Ben?
Well,
Just block.
as we can see, Brent is a very big threat. So I'll let it hit me for you to get your extra turn with the Aetherheart.
So no blocks?
No blocks.
So you're gonna give the game to CGB? I just want it to be clear.
No, he's had 1.
I just want it to be, can you look at camera real quick? Because last game, it was all about not letting CGB win. Can you look at camera and just let everyone know that you're letting CGB win? Just real quick.
I'm not. He's still not gonna win. But Brent's not either. But I don't. But I'm not. So
You got this, Ben?
I need everyone to know, I get to edit this. I'm gonna make it very clear, Ben's letting CGB win with this decision.
I'm not blocking.
Because Ben is letting CGB win at this, I'm gonna try everything I can to stop him. I'm gonna tap Maze of Ith.
They know what it does.
Yep.
And so do I. Iron Man will deal no damage to Ben, and I will get no treasures. But, you know what I do get? To look at my top card.
Anytime?
Anytime.
Oh my gosh.
All right, then we gotta do what we gotta do. Reduced in cost by the Immortal Sun, the Ethereum Sculptor, and the Enthusiastic Mechanaut. I'm gonna play a Sculpting Steel. Look at the cool new art, guys. It's Groot in a suit.
So cute.
And when the Sculpting Steel enters the battlefield, it's a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. I choose Gonti's Aetherheart, which means this heart sees it, and it itself sees it, which takes me up to 6 energy. And I am going to choose to keep the untapped Gonti's Aetherheart as Sculpting Steel and put this one in the graveyard. So I go to 6 energy, and this is an Aetherheart. I'm gonna pay 3 treasures tap this, reduced by 3 from these cards. I'm gonna play a Dark Steel Monolith. This is an 8 mana indestructible artifact that says once each turn I can pay 0 rather than the mana cost for a colorless spell that I cast from my hand. And when that enters, the Aetherheart will see it and trigger, and I will go up to 8 energy. Ben, you still got mana open? Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. But you're also not my biggest target right now. I hope you know that.
I do. I'm well
All
aware.
right. All right, I'm paying 8 energy. I'm exiling Gonti's Aetherheart, aka the Sculpting Steel. I would like an extra turn after this one. Does that resolve?
Sure.
Yes! Okay, not dead. Move to end step. I'm going to trigger the Inner Sun and discover 5. Land that I couldn't use, Padim, Console of Innovation. I'm going to cast that. This says artifacts I control have hexproof, and at the beginning of my upkeep, if I control the artifact with the highest mana value or tied, I draw. Does that resolve before all my artifacts gain hexproof? Any effects before that? All right, is that in, Ben?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I might need energy still, but it's at 0. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. End step, go to my turn. Untaps. Upkeep. Does anybody control an artifact greater than 8?
No.
All right.
No.
I will draw for Padim. I will draw for the Immortal Sun. That's my second draw this turn.
CGB, your second draw is going to trigger Fairy Mastermind. I'm going to draw a card. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Skulker. Because this is a separate turn than your last turn, it's going to trigger the words from Danny Pink again. So I'm going to draw a card. And because I drew a card, I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on Chasm Skulker.
That's a move. It's a strong move, strong play. But I'm just getting started. I'm in my upkeep right now. Draw step. Check. Yeah, you guys know it, you love it. Casting from the top for 6. Portal to Phyrexia.
Oh my goodness.
If that enters and my spells can't be countered, each opponent is going to sacrifice 3 creatures. And then at the beginning of each upkeep, I put a creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under my control. All right, guys, each sack 3 creatures.
I only have 2, so I will sacrifice them.
You don't want to phase out?
Oh,
I am
right.
your friend, Ben. I am your friend.
Right, yeah. I will phase out.
Roll with stars.
This way. Boom. But this guy will die.
Yep. And Arcades is made of stars.
All right, so I will go ahead and I'm going to sacrifice my 2 rabbits. And I think it's time to get a wide board instead of a tall board. And I'm going to sacrifice my Chasm Skulker.
Its time has come.
Its time has come.
Wow.
So I'm going to get 30 1/1 squid creature tokens with Iron Wall.
Casting from the top, I'm gonna cast a Mirror Retriever for free because of the cost reductions. When this dies, I return an artifact card from my graveyard to my hand. You're looking at me funny. What is it? What? What's the problem?
Well, there's a certain artifact in there that gives you extra turns.
Hold on, I'm checking the top card.
Sorry, Shea. I should have killed him. It just seemed like sending 20 something at a guy with 8 life. Seems so silly.
It seems so crazy. And then, was it? Those are all on the ground. You have your mastermind is still the flyer. Okay.
Still the flyer.
All right. Combat, I will send a 2/3 Ethereum Sculptor. No, I'm gonna hold that back. No, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send a 2/3 Ethereum Sculptor and a 2/5 Padim, Console of Impress Me guy, to Ben, and to Brent over the top. I'm attacking you for 6 with Ironman and 3 with Enthusiastic Mechanaut. On attacks, I have a sacrifice trigger. I'm going to sacrifice an artifact and search my library. I'm going to sacrifice the Mirror Retriever and make a treasure. Goes up to 4. And search my library for a 3-mana artifact and put it directly on the battlefield. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have to sacrifice a non-creature artifact. Okay, I can't make that play exactly. I have to sacrifice a non-creature artifact. So, that's going to be the Inner Sun. son. Oh man, if I die to a fierce guardianship, I'll hate that. Ooh. Actually, what is it? What's the artifact? I'm gonna sacrifice the Thran Dynamo. I'm going to go get a 5 mana artifact. I'm going to get Mirrorworks. It enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever a non-token artifact enters the battlefield under my control, I may pay 2. If I do, I create a token that's a copy of it. Now we are in combat, and things are coming at you guys. What are you gonna do?
That's 4 total at me.
Yep.
Well, I can't block, so I'll take 4.
I will go ahead and block the 2/2 flyer with my Fairy Mastermind.
It is a 3/3.
Is it 3/3?
It is a 3/3.
I will
The
block
Immortal Sun.
Gotcha. I will block the 3/3 with my Fairy Mastermind.
Okay, in that case, you'll take 6 damage from the Ironman. The Enthusiastic Mechanaut and the Fairy Mastermind will both die.
Yep.
All right. Because I hit you with Iron Man, I will make 6 treasures. Yep. 1 red, do what we gotta do. Blasphemous Act, 13 damage to all creatures. Ugh, I'm blowing up my own Tony Stark.
Oh man. No response here.
No response.
No response. Okay, creatures die. Tony Stark, I'm going to leave in the graveyard. Mirror Retriever will hit the graveyard. I am going to target that Gonti's Aetherheart. I also lose the Ethereum Sculptor and the Padim. Using Darksteel Monolith and my 1 time a turn, I'm gonna cast the Gonti's Aetherheart for free. So that will enter and make 2 energy.
Yeah, it's really hard to kill him when he seems so sad all game.
I know. I know.
So
He's
hey,
won at 1 like twice.
if my boss is happy, I'm happy.
Right.
Yep, there's 2 energy. Tapping 5 with the only reduction as the Immortal Sun to play Aether Refinery. I have to tap like this because if I tap a pain land, I die.
I was just checking. I was like,
Yep.
wait.
Are you okay with him taking that back, Ben?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
If I would get 1 or more energy, I get twice that many energy instead, and I can tap it to get an energy. And then I may pay energy to make an Aetherborn Rogue token for the amount of energy that I pay. When this enters, I will pay 2, and I will make a copy of it with Mirrorworks. The Aetherheart says that whenever an artifact enters, I get 2 energy. This says whenever I would get an energy, I get twice that much energy instead. So this entering triggers this and Mirrorworks. I resolve Mirrorworks first to make another one, which creates another artifact entering, which puts another Gonti's Aetherheart trigger on the stack. So when that trigger resolves, I get 2 energy, but twice as much, and then twice as much. So that's 8 energy. And then the second trigger resolves, and I get another 8 energy. So I go to 16 energy from 2. All right, tap this refinery to make, God, how much? Oh no. You get energy, but I get 2, but then I get 4. I make 4 energy. I go to 20 energy. Then I will pay 12 energy to make a 12/12 Aetherborn Rogue, leaving 8 energy in my energy pool. Play this Ferrous Lake and look at the top one more time. I'll go to the end step. I will discover with the Inner Sun, Joyra Weatherlight Captain, a 3/3 that whenever I cast a historic spell, I draw a card. I will cast her onto the battlefield. I'll look at my top, and I will pay 8 energy right now to take an extra turn after this one and exile this Aetherheart.
CGB, I know you're really into Magic, but if you ever interested in another card game, there's one called Solitaire that I think you would adore.
All right, I'm gonna go to the end step. I still have to get out of this.
Wow.
I still have to kill both of you, and I don't know if I can.
Here's a
Are you even
question.
still playing, Ben?
I'm not sure at this point.
I was gonna say, I think our game ended like 5 minutes
Well,
ago.
at least I still have a creature.
That is true, you do.
Upkeep. Portal to Phyrexia targets Ironman, Titan of Innovation, and is going to try to return it to the battlefield. Also, on the stack is the Immortal Sun trigger. So I will draw an additional card. I will look. I will return Ironman to the battlefield. When this enters under my control, I can pay 2 to make a token that's a copy of it, but it would just legend roll itself, so I'm not going to do that. Draw for turn. Is that enough?
Just swing and find out.
I have to try. Yeah, I have to try. Because I'm no life gain. I'm still at 1. I'm still at 1. 12. This is 13. 14. I have to keep going. I have to try to find. I need haste.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I need haste. I can't do any more turns. This is the only extra turn card, and it's exiled now. Oh, I have to do it. It has to be this turn.
Really, Brent, you should apologize to yourself.
I know. Future me, I'm sorry. I failed everybody. The comments, me, you guys at the table. Stokes, I'm so sorry. You had a rough morning. This is terrible.
This is the 40th minute of this turn.
Wait. There are 3 turns here.
I'll have you know.
Hold up. That's slander. I will pay 0 with Darksteel Monolith to cast Mirror Battlesphere. When this enters, I make 4 1/1 colorless mirror tokens, and when this attacks, I may tap X, untap mirror, and if I do, it does X damage to defending player. I will trigger Joyra Weatherlight Captain and draw a card. I will pay 2 with Mirror Works. And make a copy of the Mirror Battlesphere. And when that enters, it will make 4 more mirrors. Mm-hmm. Top card isn't doing it. I'll pay 1 for a reduced Mind Stone. That will draw a card from Joyra, Weatherlight Captain. I will equip Reality Chip to the Ironman. That seems to work. Plug in the jellyfish, see what we can do. What's up, Jarvis? All right, top card will play River Glide Pathway. All right, my friend and yours. 3 from the top, Sad Robot. Check top, draw a card with Joyra, enter, search. I will not pay with Mirrorworks, basic land, onto the battlefield, shuffle. Check top, yeah. Let's cast it. Thought cast, draw 2. Check top, draw 2. Foundry Inspector. Artifacts reduced by 1. Draw. Sack Treasure. You know this one, Shea. Simulacrum Synthesizer.
Oh, yeah.
Draw. Scry 2. Both to bottom. All right, I'm going to sacrifice the treasure and draw with Mind Stone. Artifact reduced. All right, pay 3 treasures going down to 4. Gilded Lotus. Draw. Tap the Gilded Lotus, reduced by 2, 1 in the mana pool. Aetherworks Marvel from the top. Draw. When this enters, this says whenever a permanent is put into my graveyard, I get an energy. I can pay 6 energy, look at top 6, I may cast a spell among them without paying its mana cost and put the rest on the bottom. When this and this enters, it's constructs. I've got 2 constructs. I've got 2 giant constructs.
I'm so tormented. You know, if he wins, it's shorter edit. If he doesn't win, I'll feel better about my life choices. So it's a real struggle right now.
Thank you. All right, on the stack, Mirrorworks trigger. On the stack. In response to Mirrorworks trigger, I'm gonna tap an Aether Refinery to generate 1 doubled, then double again, so 4 energy. I'm going to sack 2 treasures, going down to 2. Each one sacrificed creates an energy, because it counts as a permanent going to the graveyard. So each one will actually make 2 energy. I'll go up to 8 total energy. I'll tap and I'll have 2 more mana floating. We'll call it blue. I'll tap this Aether Refinery for another 4 energy, again with that on the stack. I'll go up to 12 total energy with the Mirrorworks trigger on the stack. I will tap the Aetherworks Marvel and spin it. So I'm gonna look at my top 6 and I may cast one among them without paying its mana cost. I will cast this Thought Monitor. Put these on the bottom. That will trigger Joyra, Weatherlight Captain, look at top, draw. Cast this. When it enters, it will make 2 more constructs. You don't have to draw them, I'll start using a dice. They all have the same power toughness.
Okay.
I'll make 1 more construct rather. I'll go to 3 constructs.
You won't even let you draw stuff.
I'm not
Crazy,
trying
dude.
to be nice. All right, that enters, trigger, draw 2. It's so stupid.
I can't put this on Blake. I'm turning my head around. This is all on me.
All right, I will pay 2 mana in the mana pool with the Mirrorworks. I will make a copy of the Aetherworks Marvel, because that was still in the stack. This will go to the graveyard. The new Aetherworks Marvel will see it, as well as the old one. I'll get 2 energy, but it's actually 2 becomes 4, becomes 8. So I will go up to 20 energy again. Okay, I've made a copy that's Aetherworks Marvel. I'll tap the Marvel. By the way, the Marvel copy makes a simulacrum synthesizer. And I will spin that energy down to it's 6 energy, right? Down to 14. Top 6. I will cast Lightning Greaves.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. Lightning Greaves will trigger the Joyra. Lightning Greaves will enter the battlefield. I will pay 2, going down to 1, making 8 energy, which I'm going to stop tracking because I don't plan to use it anymore because the refineries are tapped. I'll play the Lightning Greaves. And I cast that for free. I pay the 2 with the Mirrorworks. I'm making a second Lightning Greaves. I make a Lightning Greaves. I am going to equip a Lightning Greaves to the copy of the Mirror Battlesphere. I'm gonna equip the other Lightning Greaves to the other Mirror Battlesphere. Move to combat.
In response.
In response?
You're only at 1. I'm gonna help you. Don't worry.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna Nature's Claim the Lightning Greaves on the copy of the Mirror Battlesphere. The original Lightning Greaves. You're gonna gain 4 though.
Your Nature's claiming the Lightning Greaves?
Yes. You're gonna be a 5 life CGB.
Benny's probably going to stop it, but I'm so glad someone else got to play at least 1 more card.
Yeah, right.
You had that the whole time?
Yeah, well, there was a time after the one that gave them all hexproof. I was like, 10 minutes after that, I'm like, I can use this card. 'Cause I realized they don't have hexproof anymore.
Incredible.
So I figured I'd wait for a good one to get.
That will die.
And you'll gain 4.
I will gain 4. I will gain energy from the Aetherworks Marvel. 1, that becomes 2, that becomes 4. I go to 24 energy. That I said I'd stop tracking, but now I'm worried about. Moving to combat. The Mirror Battlesphere with the copy of the Greaves will attack Ben, Ironman, Titan of Industry, Joyra, Weatherlight Captain, the Aetherborn Rogue will all attack Brent. I will tap the 8 mirrors. I will give the Mirror Battlesphere plus X+0 until end of turn and deal 8 damage to your face, Ben.
Okay, I'm at 10.
Well, upon attacks, I will make a treasure. I will sacrifice the silly Reaver Cleaver. I'll search for an artifact I'm going to just fail to find. I honestly have no idea if there's anything in there to find. There's not much left.
Yep.
And so Ben, this is a 12 power Mirror Battlesphere coming at you. Brent, you have a 13/13 Aetherborn Rogue, a 4/4 Joyra Weatherlight Captain, a 5/5 Ironman, Titan of Innovation.
Oh my god.
My head hurts.
Yeah, that was a marathon.
Cool Stuff Inc. Cards of the game. It's time for the CoolStuffInc.com card of the game. Remember to use the promo code WORST to get 5% off your order at CoolStuffInc.com when you pick up some cards from this game or just some other cards to make your decks great. Now, I'm 99.9% confident you've heard everything you ever want to hear me say for the rest of my life. So I'm going to throw it over to Brent for the card of the game.
Cool. I just used worse on my checkout code recently at Cool Stuff, so I'm pretty excited about it. My card of the game, CoolStuffInc.com card of the game, is Chasm Skulker. It's a card that just did a lot. I was able to do stuff with it. Got real big, then it was able to go wide. Couldn't do anything after it went wide because CGB exists, but it was really cool to sacrifice it to go wide after that. So I really like the card. It was fun. Counter, counter, counter.
It was a lot of counters. I'm a blue mage. I play a lot of counters. That was a lot of counters.
I felt pretty proud about it.
Shea, card of the game?
Yeah, Zulaport Cutthroat. It's just a good card. You guys loved it, right?
I had to kill it with a 5-mana artifact. It was such a good card.
Right.
Yeah. If it had been around a little longer, I might not have had 1 life point to spare.
Hey, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it just works great with Braids, and yeah, you know, the pod always loves it.
Yeah, dude.
The hero we deserve. Ben, card of the game?
Mine was Robe of Stars, even though I had to be reminded to use the activation ability of it. I didn't realize, even though it does say it, reading the card explains the card, treat it and everything attached to it as if it was phased out. That's crazy good. That's amazing. And now I love it more. The card.
And my card of the game is Gonti's Aetherheart, as expected. Something, Tony Stark has a heart, but I'm pretty sure nobody after this is going to cry at my funeral. So on that note, I'm just gonna let you guys get out of here, but thank you so much. If you actually stayed till the end, holy crap, you are the real Iron Man and woman out there, and we appreciate you a lot. And also shout out to the Iron Man, the editor of this episode, who happens to be here to get the flowers.
Yay.
Thank you so much, really. And thank you. You stayed till the end. That's the best thing you can do to help the show. So from all of us here at the Worst Possible Commander Show to all of you at home,
You're cool.